Now, story number 2 is about this specialized ministry that Prince Albert First Baptist Church is looking at. Now, anybody watching who knows Pastor Devin Seegers, you'll chuckle, you'll smile, and you'll know that he has this great way of just talking to you and encouraging you to see what God is asking you to do. And so, as the story goes, we have a whole lot of people from South Africa living in Prince Albert. A lot of professionals, doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists, and they're scattered among the various types of churches in Prince Albert. But really, a lot of them spoke Afrikaans, and nobody has any kind of a specialized ministry to them in Afrikaans. And so we started getting this idea that what if we could minister to them in such just a beautiful way to allow them to do a service in their own language. And so there's a parent couple of some of the doctors in our church who came for a visit to see their kids. And Pastor Devin starts talking to them, and he's a retired pastor from South Africa, and says, "Why don't you come and pastor the South African people in Afrikaans in Prince Albert?" And the response was kind of, "No, I'm retired. I've done that thing. It's had its ups and downs, and I'm done." And of course, as Pastor Devin would do, he sort of just kind of left him with this, "Well, I'm going to pray that God's going to reveal to you exactly what you need to do." Not at all implying that it's Devin's will, but it's the Lord's will, which it is. And so this family's flying back to South Africa, and they strike up a conversation on the plane, and they find out that this other couple is actually traveling home from Prince Albert to South Africa. And they were visiting their own kids in Prince Albert. And partway through the conversation, the parents actually break down and start to cry, and they express that they're so happy for their kids to be in Canada, but they're so grieved that there's nobody ministering to them spiritually in Afrikaans or really at all. And so the light bulb went off, and this retired fella, he gets home to South Africa, and he calls up to Prince Albert and says, "I need to come to Prince Albert and pastor the people in Afrikaans." And so we're delighted. We're pressing forward with that, and we're hoping in the next year or however, with immigration, whatever, that we can start a specialized ministry to people in Afrikaans. And our church is just trying to keep up and be as missional as possible. And communities around us, 2 communities around us within 30 minutes drive, are asking for church plants to come out of our church. And we're asking God to provide exactly what we need to run those things. So we'll see. So that's Prince Albert.